Hey guys, welcome to the channel, and when we talk about the news, world events, usually it's not very positive, unfortunately, but every once in a while we do catch a break and it's nice to bring it up. This from CNN, of course, why predicted gain for right-wing populists could make Europe vulnerable to attack. Of course, whenever there's anything that is not the left, they see it as something dangerous. Right-wing populists are set to make unprecedented gain in the elections to the European Parliament taking place next month. As European officials brace for new-look parliament, there are growing concerns that the 27-nation bloc could become more vulnerable to adversarial states seeking to do the union harm. That's the way they see it. Whenever they are not in control, they start freaking out. And apparently that's going to happen. People are just fed up. And yeah, it seems to be going that way. Giorgia Meloni is Europe's next kingmaker. Italy's far-right prime minister has quickly gone from fringe player to EU power broker. And keep in mind, especially from the United States, people tend to think that Europe is like this one thing. It is not. Even when you're looking at the European Union, it's a union of very different countries that have thousands of years of history on its own, and what is considered conservative, left, right, is completely different. In fact, one of the best examples is how that is viewed from the United States, where the idea of what a conservative or right wing is does not always match how that happens in Europe. In fact, some of the more moderate right wing politicians in Europe would be in many ways considered, especially when it comes to cultural positions, right? It would be considered like far right in the United States, or even simply impossible, especially when you look at how Democrats and Republicans, for European terms, they're really not all that different in terms of the values that they try to bring to the table. Now, a European right-wing conservative politician, that's going to be sounding a little bit more like this dude over here that recently managed to form government, the Dutch far-right leader. And this is what he had to say.
11% of Muslims in the Netherlands. That's 100,000 people, twice the size of the Dutch army. Let me finish my sentence. And they think it's justified in the Netherlands to use violence in the name of Islam. If you're not willing to see that, you are in danger.
So, I personally think this is good news. We are looking at changes across Europe with, as I just said, with their differences. The Dutch guy is going to be different from Giorgia Meloni, and this has to do with how different each country is. You're talking about each one of these 27 member states being thousands of years older than the United States. They don't know, it's not just about speaking different languages, which at the end of the day is maybe the least of the differences. No, you're talking about very different perceptions. Meloni, for example, she will have a very strong position in terms of what a conservative is based on Catholicism. This guy here will have a different view, and so goes for every other leader of a European country. But what you can see is most definitely that these guys will end up in charge of the European Union. And that is going to be a positive thing. It's going to be a better situation than what we have now. Nothing is really perfect ever, right? But we cannot be pessimistic in terms of, yes, finally getting over this far left socialism bullshit crap, especially when it comes to the cultural thing that is so toxic, so destructive, targeting children. Those are the kind of things you can count on someone like Meloni to address and just not let it fly if they are in charge of the European Union. So let's hope things continue to go with this trend and see some positive change in the future. Folks, as always, remember to subscribe to the channel. You have my books available in the links below if you want to learn more about all of this. And as always, your comments, more than welcome. Any question you have, any suggestion of any video you'd like me to cover, let me know there and I'll do my best. Take care.